Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Taisha. Wanted to come on and talk a little bit about some of the conversation that we were having on my page last week about habits and addiction. And so addiction starts in the brain, okay? Addiction starts in the brain. And so there can be anything that can be addictive because of the brain, the way that the brain is made up. So in our brain, we have a reward system. That reward system drives our behaviors, either for good or for bad. And so if we do an activity, if we engage in an activity that our brain interprets and believes is pleasurable, what happens is that there are chemicals released in our brain that floods our brain with really, really good feel-good chemicals like dopamine and serotonin, and all those feel-good chemicals get released in our brain when we do an activity that we deem as pleasurable. And guess what happens? Because we enjoy it, those chemicals feel so good, we engage in that behavior again. So for example, eating. So with eating, we eat something that we deem as pleasurable, okay? We eat it. The chemicals are released in our brain from our reward center. Then guess what happens? Those chemicals are released, so it says, okay, do that more. I want more of those chemicals. And so we do the behavior again. We eat again, eat something else. Then the chemicals are released in our brain. It reinforces the fact that I like this. Then it says, do it again. We want some more of those chemicals. And then it becomes a habit. It becomes a reinforced habit because we keep doing it over and over and over again. And that can be with anything. It can be with food. It can be with drugs. It can be with shopping. It can be with sex. It can be with anything. It can become a habit because of the reward center that's in our brain. And so what begins to happen is that you don't even have to eat the food in order for the chemicals to be released in the brain. I just got a text that I just love that text that I just got. You don't even have to actually eat the food, smoke the drugs. You don't even have to have the sex. You just thinking about it actually starts to release the chemicals in your brain, because now your brain becomes hardwired to need those chemicals in order to function and to feel pleasure and to feel all those good things that the chemicals make us to feel. And so what happens? It becomes a habit. It becomes an addiction. Like you need to do it to get those chemicals. And so you're not even chasing the food. You don't even want the food. You want the chemicals. You want what the chemicals make you feel. So you're chasing a high that doesn't even exist. It's all chemicals. And so here's what I want you to know. The same chemicals that are released with food, with addictive habits like drugs, sex, all those things can be released in healthy ways. You can release those same chemicals by running. You can release those same chemicals by eating certain foods. You can release those same chemicals by writing a book. You can release those same chemicals by doing really, really good things in the community, by self-growth, and by spending time with people that you love, releases the same feel-good chemicals in your brain. And so you don't have to use food to release those chemicals. You don't have to use a substance to release those same chemicals. If it is an addiction, you can release those same chemicals by doing something positive, something that's helpful and healthy to move you closer to your goals. And so I wanted to come on really quickly and just talk about why I was talking about habits and addiction and food being an addiction, because it is, but it doesn't have to be. And it is a struggle to move to kind of rewire or retrain your brain to not associate food with feel good chemicals. That can be, it takes some work, but you can do it. And if you need help, I'm here to help you. I'm recovering. I'm recovering, and if I can do it, you can do it. And I invite you to join me on this process, on this journey. You can go to my website, www.rehabilitateyourlife.com. The link is in my bio. If you need help retraining your brain to not associate food with pleasure, I'm here to help you. Let's grow together, all right? Bye-bye.